imagine you're sitting in Canada, like 250 is, or you're in Germany or Brazil or Hong Kong, and you're a broker dealer, an asset management firm, a wealth management firm in the financial services broadly, and you've got your own business locally, and you've got and there's thousands and thousands of firms that fit this description, and you want to come and do business here in the United States. So you're sitting in your own local market, and let's say just a simple-minded case in Germany, and you are getting ready to see your government issue a lot of paper. You got to go where the big dollars are, where the capital is. And the biggest pool of capital on the planet is here in the United States. But firms that are operating in Germany, and there's thousands of them that are not the bulge names, not the big names, but big in their own local markets, have two problems. One is they certainly can manufacture products for customers and clients in their local markets and sell and distribute those products in their local markets. But if they want to go and be able to compete in their local markets and tell their local market issuers that they have access to capital, they have to tell a story about being able to come to the centers of capital, and the biggest ones here in the USA. So we have, and there's two problems with that if you're in that situation. One is there's complex regulatory challenges that you need to navigate. There's a regulatory moat that you have to get over in order to come into the United States. And then once you solve for the regulatory moat, then you have to figure out who's going to care. And so you have to have relationships or know who to call and have access to those people such that you can tell your story. And I liked the first comments by Harry about the development of the marketplace. The old exchanges started out where people would come together, and it was basically a new issue framework. Of course, there was trading happening, and then with the demutualization of the stock exchanges, they moved away from focusing on the primary, even though the listing is certainly important, but the focus was more around trading and trading activity. You don't have that situation in place. You have that situation in place in the public markets, but you don't have it in the private markets. So there's a big hole in the capital markets as it relates to liquidity and creating liquidity and being able to sell and exchange and market your financial services and your products in the private space. So Marco Polo Exchange was invented to address this problem. So if you're one of those firms, you come to a firm like, not a firm like, I think we're really a unique animal, but you come to Marco Polo Exchange, and we have, utilizing a licensure that we have at our broker-dealer, which is a subsidiary of MPX. We have a licensure called 15A6, it's the SEC licensure, which permits us being Marco Polo Securities and the broader parent company, MPX, to act as your regulator in effect. So you come in to the US, we onboard you, we KYC you, we AML you and your business, and we can do all that within a week, and then you're free to come into the US. And we have a tech stack that we've developed. It's called Passport, which allows you to you report all your activity into us, and that becomes available to the SEC and FINRA if they would like to dig in and find out what we're doing and what our account base is doing. And so this platform is up and running today. We have today 150 of these broker dealers and financial services firms worldwide. We're in 50 countries so far. The TAM for this business is many hundreds of thousands of firms. And so what you can see that would happen is, first, you need to be able to tell your local market issuers that you can sell and distribute into the capital, large capital centers. So you need that. You also need to be able to do it. And Passport provides the regulatory framework for you to do that. And then once you get here, you need help, because you may not, if you're coming from Germany and you've primarily banked the German local jurisdiction, you need help doing that. And we worked along with DigiShares to create a second platform. They're integrated, but they're different platforms than Passport, which is the regulatory framework that we've industrialized in order to facilitate hundreds and thousands of firms coming into the US and selling and marketing their financial services products. We have another platform called Bridge, which we developed with DigiShares, which, speeding forward, and I'll come back, permits us, because of the DigiShares framework, to tokenize securities. And so I'll come back to that. But there's other things that Bridge does as well. Bridge is designed to assist these firms in sharing their deal activity. So they do a $100 million private credit transaction. They come here, we passport them in, we give them the regulatory framework. They come, and then they come into Bridge. And inside of Bridge is a database of buy-side firms that in the U.S. that within the framework we have a matching framework that identifies which firms would like to see your deal. And inside of Bridge, there's also a profile there of the buy-side firm. So the German firm, in that case, where they're coming to sell a $100 million private credit, would see a list of names that might fit, that would like to take a look at what they're selling. And then there's a framework to interact inside of Bridge with the buy-side firms. And it's an opportunity for the buy-side to share more specifically what it is they're looking for. So at the end of the day, and this is early days for the Bridge platform, at the end of the day, it's a framework where you can have what we don't have anymore on the private, with stock exchanges, really, is a marketplace for private placements. And you might allow yourself to continue with the logic, we go from 150 firms today to 1,000 firms, or whatever number you like. There's a lot of deal activity. Right now on the platform, for example, we've got about almost $30 billion of offerings with just 150 firms that we're talking about. You can imagine a scenario where you have hundreds of billions of dollars of products that are being marketed through Bridge, and what the logical consequence of all that is that you get an exchange, a marketplace for private placement